Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Right off the bat on today's show, Toyota showed off their weapon of choice just a couple of months ago for the 2018 Nascar Monster Energy Cup Series. And now it's General Motors' turn, and for first time in a long time, they're going to go the two-door coupe route rather than the four-door sedan, as gone is the Chevrolet SS, which has been the vehicle of choice for the past couple of years, and in is the brand new top of the tree ZL1 Chevrolet Camaro. This bodywork has already been through the wind tunnel. I'm sure a lot of these Cup teams have already got their own built to do their own wind tunnel testing. They'll get a little track testing in. And the first time you'll be able to see these vehicles fighting in anger will be at the 2018 Daytona 500, which I gotta say is looking pretty doggone good, as these cars look very nice for the 2018 season. Next up on the list, well, FCA released official numbers as far as pricing are concerned for the brand new Trackhawk edition of the Jeep Grand Cherokee. Now, if you don't know what the Trackhawk edition is, well, possibly you've been living under a rock, because think of it as the SRT Grand Cherokee, but slathered with a little bit of Hellcat goodness. Yes, the 6.2 liter supercharged Hemi V8 makes a return to this machine, making 707 horsepower and 645 pounds-feet of torque. That is shifted through an 8-speed ZF automatic gearbox, and the vehicle is all-wheel drive. 0 to 60 flies by at just 3.5 seconds and has a top speed of 127 miles an hour, but that is out the back door when it just ran an 11.4 quarter-mile time. Official pricing for this machine is at $86,995 US dollars. And I don't know what you're thinking. It's like, wait a minute, that's more expensive than the Demon actually is. Yes, it is, but this vehicle is a tad bit more practical than that particular piece of a kit actually is. So this vehicle will be on sale at FCA dealerships in the fourth quarter of 2017. Next up on the list, interesting situation revolving around the Porsche GT3. This vehicle's had some issues over the past several years. You may remember the fire issues where they actually halted sales and production on this machine for a handful of months while they tried to get their deals straightened out so these vehicles weren't catching on fire so doggone often. Also, they've had somewhat of a issue with the vehicle having some, I don't know, rough running, especially in the higher rev range when the car's neck's being ringed out, not running the best at the higher RPMs. Well, a lot of folks here in the United States have been clamoring to Porsche, wanting answers on just what exactly they can expect for the future. And Porsche didn't mess around, as they sent the head of motorsport to the United States to actually calm some of these people's nerves, along with a heck of a deal as far as a warranty is concerned. The new GT3 now has a warranty of 120,000 miles or 10 years. That's for the powertrain, which is almost unheard of, especially for a high-end sports car like the 911 GT3 is. I have to say, this would be a very good selling point to your significant other if you're trying to talk them into, you know what, we need a GT3 in the family fleet for our next automobile. So, pretty cool little deal, and this deal is up to and including replacing the entire engines, what they will cover as well. So, pretty nice deal for the folks over at Porsche to actually calm the nerves of the GT3 faithful. Last up on the list, well, Dodge and Cummins have now trumped all other manufacturers when it comes to the diesel torque numbers. I can remember back in the day when I had a 8-liter, normally aspirated V10 Dodge Ram pickup truck that made, at that time, an eye-watering 450 pounds-feet of torque. But these diesels nowadays will do that in their sleep. In fact, General Motors' brand new Duramax diesel makes 910 pounds-feet of torque. The Power Stroke diesel from Ford makes 925, but the brand new 6.7-liter Cummins diesel in the Dodge Ram now makes 930 pounds-feet of torque. In fact, if you hook up with the Mopar group and get the factory-equipped gooseneck trailer options, This thing, along with the certain gearing package and a certain towing package, can tow upwards of 30,000 pounds, which is hugely impressive. In fact, it harkens me back to the mid-90s when I had a buddy of mine who actually owned a monster truck, and he was in cahoots with the Chrysler Corporation, who was sponsoring him at the time. And they thought it would be kind of cool if he pulled one of the trucks around with just a dually diesel to some of the local little fair shows, not to mention some of the dealer shows. But they were having a lot of trouble with that diesel actually being able to pull that weight until one of the now FCA engineers finally asked him how heavy it was, and it was 33,000 pounds. They were like, holy crap, don't tell anybody you're doing that. Well, Freddie, if you were to do that today, this thing could pretty much handle it with no problem. You might have to leave a couple of the parts and pieces at home to bring down that weight just a tad bit. So, pretty cool deal. And just think, in our lifetime, we're going to see over 1,000 foot-pounds of torque coming out of a diesel engine coming up in the next several years. And we've already talked about over 700 horsepower for a gasoline engine. We got electric cars that are making massive amounts of power. This really is the golden age of power and torque in the world as we know it. So, cannot wait to see what the next several years are going to offer. And that's all there was that I thought was worth talking about for this edition of Motor Cars Enthusiast. Don't forget to like us over on the Facebook page. Links down in the show notes. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, you can do so at any time and get the first dibs on the brand new shows as soon as they come out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again real soon.